My enemies pretend to be friends to me. That's a penalty. Loyal or rose.
They talking about the black. They talking about the blacklist for the
talking about
the tenant blacklist.
Oh,
we ready? Let's go.
Ready? They got the tenant and the homeowner blacklist.
We ready.
To where if you renting and you complain about a homeowner, if you complain about a homeowner and a condition.
Oh, the Arabs got it. The association got it.
The association.
You know.
Yeah.
You know that's illegal.
Yeah.
It's all illegal. Everything these
illegal, but they
motherfuckers doing is illegal.
They doing it.
Oh.
They talking about something, and if they write you up, you can be referred never to be able to be a tenant again.
They moving your ass up out of Buffalo.
Cause you know they own 57% of the property. So if you complain about one of their asses,
You complaining about all of their asses. You didn't know that? I didn't tell you that?
No,
they got the ability. Look it up. I just look it up. I posted it on the page. The blacklist. They calling it the blacklist. Why the fuck it gotta be called the blacklist? Why can't it be called the blacklist?
Because niggas is on there. That's because the blacks is on there. Because the blacks.
They so fucking disrespectful, yo.
Yo, listen.
No, don't make me.
Listen, if we get them seats, it's game
It's game
over. And they notice, son. And they notice, son.
It's on.
That's why we.
Yo, I want to take a picture with a cake. I want the window
We gotta
blow.
definitely be knowledgeable, and we gotta be
You heard
strategic
that? We
about
need
what
cake.
we do.
We need to be in bodysuits with cake with
I
the
wanna
wind
be
blowing.
Storm.
And I want to be Storm. We need to have our hair flapping in the wind.
You wanna be an X-Men?
I want to be Storm.
Power Rangers, mobilize.
Yo.
Mobilize. What?
Listen, people need to understand. That's what this shit is. Okay, I just want to be in pink. I'm gonna be the pink one.
I want to be Storm.
No, we gotta pick a color.
Storm bad. She
gotta
destroyed
pick a color,
everything.
And you gotta come wear your color.
And
we're gonna have a fan.
Ain't she?
We're gonna have a
She be
fan.
like,
And we gotta look to the future. We gotta look to the future. Cause that's where we going. Cause we gonna be there. You feel me? You fuck with us, we gonna be in the future on some real shit, and we just not gonna be there.
We really
gonna be there.
Really dress up in different colors: red, black, yellow.
Yes.
What was it? Pink.
Yes.
Blue.
Yes.
How many Voltrons was it? 6?
That's funny. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
You funny.
I know it was 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, it was 5.
It was 5.
And then he became
And then
the big one.
and then yeah.
And the head. He became
the Voltron. He became that.
Yes,
He became that nigga.
Robot.
And they all had different duties, though.
Yes, they
Right.
did.
Everybody had different powers.
That's
And
Right,
different
because
duties.
the green one was in the trees and shit. The blue one was in the water. The yellow one was like the sun. The red one was like the lava. Yo, they had all the elements.
I want to be lava.
All the elements.
I want to be Earth. Black. I can't even believe we gotta go through this. This is crazy. This is crazy.
So we gotta get our signatures. We gotta let the community know that they have representation available to protect and serve.
Yeah.
Like, people gotta understand.
You recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
You recording now?
Oh, so
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, shoot.
I say a
So
lot enough.
hey, City of Buffalo, we here. Y'all not ready again. So we ready. We here. So we want to talk about the new and up and coming election that's about to happen. We want y'all to be informed, duly informed. We need y'all to be like diligent in regards to watching and partaking in the things that you need to know, the things that you want to know, the things that you should know, and the shit that you don't know too. We here to tell you all about it. So right now, I have my fellow sister here. She will be running for University District Councilwoman. Her name is
Dorothea Franklin.
And Dorothea Franklin's output on this situation is going to be for the people, because you know we for the people, by the people. You know, FUBU, that's where we come from. Y'all already know. Another black brand that they got rid of. They co-opted and then got rid of you. We can talk about that, but she's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and she's going to tell you a little about her standpoint and where she's coming from and how she's going to be willing to help you guys in the university district and as well as other districts as well, because just because she's running for university district, she's not shutting herself out from helping any one of our A1 day ones in the community. Y'all know who y'all is. That's part of this. The black community. Y'all, I didn't want to say it, but I mean, hey, fuck it. It is what it is. The black community. Y'all know the A1 day ones. Y'all know the generations. Y'all know where we come from. That, call such and such on the phone. Find out if they went to school with you or if they lived on your street. Generation. She gonna let you know what's going on with her, and then we gonna talk a little bit more about our other constituents.
My name is Dorothea Franklin. I'm running for the university district. I ran previously 4 years ago, and I just feel like the community's voice needs to be heard. Now, I'm from here, born and raised, been here, done seen it all. I can tell you about the transformation of our community. I can tell you about the transformation of just the east side, period. At the end of the day, in the beginning of all of this, one thing that this city has been lacking is in trust. It's been lacking in listening to what the community needs are. It has lacked on protecting and serving the community in which legacy residents have lived in. So, we're here to change that. We're going to do our job as a community, and we're going to take them seats back, because you deserve to be in those seats. You earned it being in those seats. Your voice should have been heard from day one. It shouldn't have taken these many years for you guys, for us, to be visible, to be understood. So, I'm here. I'm always on Facebook. You can hit me up anytime, and we gonna do this.
Okay, so Dorothea, what's your plan for the university district in general, or as far as your standpoint and your basis in regards to helping the community as a whole? Because I know, like you said before, you was not going to be limiting your services to just your district. You were going to be making yourself accessible to the people. So tell us a little bit about your game plan and your angle on which you come from in regards to helping your people out.
Okay, so first of all, if we're going to talk about that, let's talk about the ill wills that has happened. Our housing stock has been destroyed. We have the association that comes in and they have evicted everybody. In a university district, it's 55% of an eviction rate, which is ridiculous. It's redunculous. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. And then let's not talk about our business district. 95% of the business district is owned by the association. That's not what it was. And that's not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
So we need to right these wrongs. And then let's talk about the frivolous spending of our tax dollars, of our money that they receive, those poverty dollars that they receive, by wasting it on things that we do not need. And I'm going to talk about the speed humps, because that's one of them. You can't even pave the streets, but you want us to go over humps and pay out more money for getting our cars fixed. Makes absolutely no sense. And there's so many more things. We talking about the rent. We talking about, anything up under the sun that they have already done. They want to continue to tax us. They're going to raise the taxes. We have to get everything in check. And my number one issue is these racist laws, the racist legislations, because we have to put ourselves in the forefront. So we have to get rid of all that, because we need protection. And the only way that we're going to protect ourselves, our community, is by changing what they have written.
All right. And I know they try, in our community, they try to make it seem like we're so resistant towards being inclusive or in regards to diversion and being diverse in regards to, diversity and things like that with other people living in the community. But I know as well as you know that we never had a problem with living in the community with other people. It's just that our problem with the community is people coming in the community, destroying the community, and then making it their own and acting like we wasn't here already. How do you feel about how they use diversity and inclusion as a way of downplaying our staple in our communities?
Diversity is a marketing tool, just like East Buffalo is. That's what I think about that. It's not about diversity at all. What it is about a fucking takeover. And that's just the bottom line to it. And that's how I feel about it, because that's what it is.
I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they said, it's a store. They've been going to the store pretty much their whole entire life in the neighborhood. And then all of a sudden, the store done got bigger. They done redid the property, and now they got 4 units instead of 1. And, they actually obtained these 4 units from the community, basically, because we're the ones who actually patronized you enough for you to be able to have the funds that you needed to be able to open up a milkshake ice cream store, and then a Cricket, and then you got this, and you sell chicken, and y'all do all of this stuff, and you're not pleasant with me anymore, and I've grown up with you. And now I feel like, well, this person, I'm speaking in the third person, this person said that they can't get no more of my money. And I said, well, the problem is with our lack of understanding that they're not here to be our friends. They planted themselves in our community because they have an end goal. And we're the pawn on their chessboard, basically. They made us the pawn. We came kings or queens, and they made us the pawn on their chessboard, because it's like they're using us to actually be successful and make their businesses successful, but they're not pleasant with us. So they don't want your kids playing with their kids. I like, kids are kids. Like, I don't care what background you come from. Kids are kids. They don't know nothing about having humility and civility with other kids, because kids are just kids. How do you teach your kids to be resistant in a community that they have to live in?
They're giving us a grocery store, but that's a whole nother subject. Then they get grants and all this other things so that they can expand. It's not just our dollars that they take in. They've never respected us, even in the beginning when they tried to play like they cool. Now, I want y'all to just take a look back. Look at Lackawanna. They fucked up Lackawanna.
Mm-hmm.
Like, big time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at how they had some homegrown things going on in Lackawanna. Remember Lackawanna 6?
Mm-hmm.
They surrounded
Mm-hmm.
Lackawanna with all that foolishness. Then they went to political office. They have the same blueprint everywhere that they go. So not only they going to do this in Buffalo, they're going to do this in Niagara Falls. They're going to buy up all the housing there. They're going to buy up all the housing in Jamestown. They're going to buy up all of it, because when you start to sell your city out, when the mayor said the city has been sold, oh my Jesus. When the mayor sold the city, he put us all up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you want to talk about the children not being allowed to play, I'm going to tell you a little story. My daughters, they go to school. They are bullied by these very children every single day. Every single day. My kids have been so indoctrinated not to stand up for themselves, because, school teaches you, don't hit nobody, come tell me.
Right.
Come tell me. See, I don't care about that part. I don't care. My older kids, they'll beat you up. I don't care. because you have to learn how to take care of yourself. You have to learn to stand up for yourself. I'm not going to be there with you when you're in school.
Mm-hmm.
Your brothers and sisters not going to be there with you when you're in school.
Right.
But when you teach your kids to constantly bother, harass, outcast somebody, they're just learning. They're doing what they've been taught.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? They reciprocate it on other people. I mean, they enslaved us. So what do you think their whole attitude is about us?
Mm-hmm.
We don't mean anything to them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is stuff that I try to tell my kids, you have to defend yourself.
Right.
I don't care what happens. You have to defend yourself. You got to stand up for yourself some way. And I try to walk it like I talk it. I'm going to defend you. You have to defend me. We have to defend our community.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stand up to all these injustices that's happening around here.
Right.
Whether we like it or not, good, bad, or indifference. And that's
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like you don't want your kids to be out on the streets. You don't want them to start nothing or nothing like that. But you definitely want them to be in position to defend themselves.
They have
because
to.
You never know when one of them will try to. And I mean, they come in packs. They come in packs in one household. Mm-hmm. So it's like. And I don't want nobody to get it twisted and feel like it's a racial situation, because it's not about racial situation. Because you could came in our community and came in peace without actually coming with that attitude of the takeover.
See, when I tell the story about my kids, it's just the point. My kids, they don't do any of that stuff. Right. I'm not saying for them to walk up to somebody and punch them in the face.
Right.
I'm not saying for them to hate anybody, because
right.
I don't want them hating anyone.
Right.
My point of telling the story is because this is what both of them are experiencing. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair to them because they don't get why somebody don't like me. Mm-hmm. I understand why somebody doesn't like me. They still care about that. Mm-hmm. And it's because it's that innocence. Mm-hmm. But when you get older mm-hmm. and you start to see how people move, how they act, how they talk, and the stuff that they do that's very harmful,
right.
You have no choice but to be able to stay away from things that is that harmful to you and speak up for yourself right. and stand up for yourself. So this has nothing to do with being racist or discriminatory, because we actually cannot be that.
Right. We don't have enough power.
We don't. And we are the minority.
Right.
We're still the minority.
Right.
With them coming in, the way they came in, they're the majority.
Right.
And they're doing everything. Everything financially. Oh my God, let's even talk about the sex trafficking. Everything sexually. They're doing like so much stuff to one sector of the community, the east side, where you can hide all your shit. They're doing all this stuff to us on the east side.
Right.
And that's just what that is.
Right. So, and, so I know you know, that, like I said, I know you're not going to be designating yourself, like, even though they've separated us into districts and they've tried to make it this against them. That's how I feel like separating the districts is to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go and talk to this person because he's not in my district, or go and talk to this person because he's not in my district. But the person that you're supposed to be talking to that's in your district, they are never available. So it's like, who do I reference? So I'm glad that your standpoint in reference to being a constituent and a candidate for the university district is standing with the people, whereas you're willing to actually help and assist regardless of what district you're actually who you're supporting or who you're advocating for, and I just want to know, like, from your standpoint and what the things that we have to address in this most recent election. There's $55 million going towards the reconstruction, redevelopment of the 33 Expressway, New York State 33, Route 33, Kensington Expressway, whatever you want to call it. How do you feel about that?
Leave it alone. You didn't ask the community especially on the east side, what we wanted. You made it your business to say this is what you're going to get. And this is the problem with government. They do things like they trying to help you, but they not. That righting wrong, again, everything they do is a marketing tool. And, oh, we want to conjoin and we want to do this and we have to make it more diverse. Nothing but a play on words. And a lot of people, they fall for it. They do. But you shouldn't. Because at this point in time, we should know better. After everything that we've done been through, everything, the civil rights, all this other stuff, everything that we've been through, we should know to be more cautious.
Right.
And we have to even understand the underlying factors that they don't mention. Like, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose a lot. Some people may even lose their homes behind covering this expressway. Leave it alone. You have more people opposed to it than what they really trying to tell you.
Right.
So,
especially when it's going to cost us money. It's going to cost us money. But my concern about it was, like, in the beginning, the actual idea of separating the black community to do away with, they said it was noise, but how much noise did you reduce by actually putting an expressway in the middle of the black community from the Buffalo airport to downtown Buffalo? How much noise did you reduce for the residents of the Humboldt Parkway area? Like, to me, I would think that it made it more noisy. I wouldn't think that it made it less noisy, whereas we know really the reason why they did it. And in the process of doing it, y'all displaced 600 families. Residential homes were displaced because of the construction of the expressway. Whereas, just like we said before, it probably was like 1,200 families, because none of those homes in that area is one-family homes. They're all like two-family, big two-family homes. Like, so, you know, so with them wanting to put it back, and you saying right and a wrong, but we didn't ask for that. The kids don't even have adequate basketball hoops or sand boxes. They don't have any of this. And you're talking about gardenscape, green space for y'all not to come and clean it. We don't have trash receptacles, recycle receptacles on the corners. Like, it took people to be urinating and windows to be getting busted in the metro, the metro cover-ups. Like, what are we doing with the money? And then you're charging it to us because we got to pay that money back. A lot of people don't know that we're being the ones subjected to paying this money back. So what are we supposed to do? Because ultimately, people have to know who has the power, what power they have, and what they can do about the power that they have. Because what we can do about the power that they have.
We the people have the power. That's one. We have to let them know, like, no, this is not what we're going to, I don't care if we do petitions, I don't care if you make phone calls, like, you have to keep your foot on their neck, because they don't have the right to make decisions for people and take things away just because they decided this is what they wanted to do. You don't even ask. You just do. And you think that that's okay?
Right.
When you were growing up, your mother said ask, and then I can tell you either yes or no.
Right.
Right?
Right.
They don't do that. They don't give you the option of yes or no. They just do it. They tell you what their plans are, because they're in bed with so many different people and so many different developers. Everybody just want to get paid, whereas we just want to live. Mm-hmm. We want to live. We got families we got to feed. We want to live, and we want to do it in peace. Mm-hmm. But every day, it's some bullshit. Mm-hmm. And that's just what it is. The government dishes out a bunch of bullshit, and so we have to stop accepting their bullshit, and we got to get them out of office. Mm-hmm. They got to go.
It's like the Stockholm syndrome, identifying with your abductor or whatever. We always like.
They've been sick boss.
Yeah,
we've
been doing this shit for so long that it's like they've been setting us up to knock us down. They fucking set up these scenarios for shit to happen. Like y'all didn't act like y'all didn't know that this terrorist was gonna come. This little racist terrorist was gonna come to Tops on Broadway. I mean, on Jefferson, and tear this shit up.
No.
Y'all didn't know that?
Wait, we can't listen. But see, they don't want to list him as a terrorist. He was very trained. I mean, if you've seen the video, he was administering kill shots, walking in the parking lot. He wasn't no 18-year-old boy who was mad at black people.
Right.
He was a government agent sent to kill the inventor of this water-powered car. Because not only was he an inventor, like, he didn't come up with an invention and say, "Oh, look, I've discovered a way that you can drive your car with water." This motherfucker was driving his car with water every motherfucking day. So it's like in the movie Paid in Full. He was like, "Yo, you got 12 bricks? You got them on where? Right now? You got them? Oh, that's what they did. Everybody else was a cover-up,
right?
Because they were sent. Anybody in the history of the world who has created a water-powered engine met an untimely, ill-fated, final destination end. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, at some point in time, the math has to start mathing. You have to start figuring out X plus 2 equals 5. You got to start figuring this shit out because too much information is available for you not to figure it out. Right. Just like all these mass shootings are to what end? So because that the government can disarm its people. Because why everybody mad at the motherfucking gun? That's all. What did the gun do?
And they can get more money for it because what I was doing, I was researching the actual shooting, and the federal government had knowledge of him and his plan.
Just like they was in the room with the shooter.
But they never came to say anything. They've been requested to say something in regards to their knowledge of this particular shooting, and they're denying.
But ain't that a common thing? But ain't that the common thing across the board? They always have this knowledge. They always somewhere up in the motherfucking details.
And then y'all use the mass shooting as a way for y'all to go and request more money.
Just like with the killings.
You said with the
just
free
like with
shit,
the police killings. They all come with a budget. Everything we see comes with a budget.
At our expense, though. We paying our life. We paying our life for this budget that they going on.
Because don't no money come until the black people drop. Then they got money. Oh my God, you people have been getting shit on so long. We didn't know till these 10 people got killed. That we've been shitting on you guys. We shitted on you, your mother, your grandmother, your grandmother's grandmother. Here, we want to help. Right. We want to rejoin the community. It's all, and if you think about it, it's all connected. Right. The shooting allowed them to come through and create this fund, and now everybody cares about the East Side, and everybody's so friendly, and we are pushing diversity. You don't use white terms in black spaces. Right. We didn't say nobody can live here. Right. Most of us want to get out. That's why everybody's selling their property and abandoning it, trying to go someplace else better because they've devalued your property. They told you it ain't nothing. It's poor. It's all this. It's the murder capital. But everybody coming here, and everybody's safer than we are, and we got to understand why that is.
How did you, I know how I felt, but how did you feel when after the shooting happened and a lot of our legacy residents didn't want to come outside and stroll the streets, but then they had trails and trails of bikes coming through with Caucasian people and kids and dogs walking and all of this stuff happening in our community after a mass shooting on a day that just so happens to be, it was raining, but I ain't never really seen rain stop black people from being outside. But in a neighborhood where people is predominantly outside in parking lots selling stuff and
the festival,
like
the Jefferson 10 festival.
Like,
but they was mad if they thought Tops got looted. They like, oh, Tops can't get looted, but we can turn that shit into a festival. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I've seen it. It was very, it just shows the degree of programming that we have as a community, and it shows who has the power. And those are the same people that's what they said. Anything you want to do to black people, you go to their leaders, and then their leaders serve the community up on a platter. Every other fucking day they had some free shit. Oh, they was giving out appliances, food, bus cards, toaster ovens, heaters,
let's not
air
forget the
conditioner.
association was taking the free food and putting it in their stores.
And reselling it.
They was reselling the food. They was grabbing it by the bag.
Let's not forget, please.
They was grabbing it by the bag.
The suppliers, the association is the suppliers, child. They will take anything, your food stamps, your damn whatever else, your social security check. They'll do whatever. They are the suppliers.
What I didn't understand was
they took them packs of diapers and they made them into Lucy's.
How did
they
we
made
not
everything? There was never a Lucy till they got here.
Right. How did we not have food on our shelves prior to this incident, but they had tractor trailers and containers worth of food and all type of shit to give all these people in our community? How? Where did you get this shit from?
It came from all over. And what's sad is the people, our church pastors, and our nonprofit organizations that was receiving this stuff, they was taking theirs too before they was even given to the community. And I want to go back on how the people in the community that owned the stores came over and took our free stuff and they put it on their shelves and they resold it 3 times. 3 times the amount.
But they wasn't. But they're never around and available. Like
people
they
wasn't
can
even
come
living in our community,
right.
And they were coming to get.
And we never we ain't attacked them.
No.
We didn't talk. We didn't say anything to them for doing it. But we did call it out. Because that's wrong that y'all didn't have anything to bring to the community, to give to the community and try to event. Yeah. But y'all came
none of the
and
stores
took stuff.
Donated anything.
Right, but y'all came and took stuff
None of them.
and took it and put it on your shelf for you to sell it right back to us.
I would like to know what Mandela's donated to the community.
What did Mandela's donate?
Do anybody know what Mandela's donated to the community?
It's Mandela's Muhammad. It's Muhammad Mandela Muhammad.
Why they want y'all to still know that it's black owned? They went out their way to tell you, it's still black owned.
They colonized Mandela. They said Mandela was one of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He wasn't South African?
See,
he's a Bengali. He's a Bengali apparently.
He was Bengali.
Because when I go into Mandela's, all I see is Muhammad.
Yeah.
Muhammad.
Oh yeah,
Muhammad.
Because he came together with some investors. He didn't sell his store. He's working now with some investors. So those are probably the investors' sons and daughters. Ain't no telling what's about to happen with Mandela's. Yeah.
Ain't no telling what's about to happen to the black people who've been strategically surrounded in their own fucking community.
Right.
But okay, so remember when they had the little feed the community situation where they had the refrigerator and stuff at Gigi's?
Oh, yes.
And they had it and people was going up there and they was putting stuff in there for the people, so you know the refrigerator is gone now.
Yes,
so
it is.
They gone. But what I was trying to understand was, did the people from Mandela's even go over there and put anything in there?
Very interesting question.
Did they was Mandela's open during the snowstorm?
Was that?
Oh, the snowstorm.
I don't think that they was open during the snowstorm?
I don't think they had electricity. I'ma just say that.
No, because we didn't have no electricity in our area, so they might not didn't have.
So they couldn't have gave out shit.
They couldn't have gave out.
They couldn't have gave out generators or anything.
But I never really seen their doors closed. So did they get looted?
No, they did not.
Why did only a certain group of stores that were already going into bankruptcy and closing and shit? How did they exclusively get looted?
Oh, you speaking of in reference to the Family Dollars and the Dollar
Family
General
Dollar
and the Dollar
Tree. Gone.
Yes.
Okay.
Did all the black people coordinate themselves and say we're only gonna steal?
I done seen mass stores
Family
open
Dollar?
up.
Me too. That done
Wait,
been looted.
But barely Family Dollar is not open.
And neither
Rite Aid
is Jefferson.
Right.
Family
Rite
Dollar.
Aid. No, Jefferson open.
No.
You talking about the one in the
In
plaza?
the plaza.
Oh.
Cleared it out. It's about to be something else.
But wait,
Cleaned
but
all
a
the
lot of
stuff
those
out.
stores were already slated to close.
That's right, honey.
Per 2019.
Yeah. So this
See,
is
they
so
always
big.
got us running around chasing our tails, but
mercy.
they were already in the all that shit was coming down.
So that was an insurance scam.
Okay, now we going somewhere. Yes.
That was an insurance scam, and they blamed it on black people in the community and said that we was the one.
Even though most of the looting did not take place in the black community.
True. Because I know they show was in Chickawaka.
There's a lot of stores that claimed that it was a lot of stores that claimed looting that didn't even get looted too.
United Men? They said that United Men's got looted, did not get looted.
I did not see
What did they take?
not at all.
I'm just trying to figure out how did anybody have all this equipment that went through these walls? I'm like, they was in position to demo.
About that too.
They was in position to demo.
Yeah, I got one of those at home.
Oh,
we don't all got one.
Okay.
You know, shit could just break into shit. I got one at home, you ain't know?
And the junk drawer in the kitchen.
Some shit with them during the store.
We like ants. We like ants. We carry
this shit.
We carry
heavy as hell. I barely can breathe.
Was
yeah, because you could barely even listen. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of
had
that
a dolly.
shit. A lot of that shit. No. Think about what they did with the George Floyd. Where everywhere they went with a camera.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna tell you, when I came out my house, it was like this with the snow.
Yes.
So how motherfuckers was moving around with equipment and shit, with dollies and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because in my mind, I'm like, cars couldn't make it down the street.
Cars couldn't even make it down
So
the
how
street.
did they have the carts that you push in the store? Pushing through the
Make it make sense.
Most of it was photo.
No, it wasn't photo. It was staged, like those staged protests. We participated in some staged protests, and we didn't even know they were staged.
Yeah.
That's how staged the shit was.
Well, like the George Floyd law, that's staged, because that shit's
everything that happened in Buffalo is staged.
And all the police that they call themselves like trying to take away and teach them shit. Now you want to bring dozens of them and millions of them back to work.
Because they're was killed by the police. We've had black men
in Buffalo,
been right in Buffalo on cops episodes that done got their ass beat by the fucking police and black eyes and civil lawsuits and everything, and there's never been a law in place to protect us. But now you're trying to make it a situation because women feel some type of way about a man wanting to be called a woman. You want them to be respected, but we're steadily being disrespected. Y'all done went around laws.
Anybody could be a woman.
Y'all done went all around all type of laws to protect.
But you do not have women. The studs ain't out saying that they a man. Like, I'm a man. Right. I'm about to be a boxer. No, because you're going to get beat up. Because at the end of the day, you have the physicalities of a woman. You only have men who say that they can be women. Yeah. That's the only way. Everybody else respect who they is.
But how do you feel about women that respect that? How do you feel about women because you know your vice president feels like it's nothing
she's
wrong?
A man. They said she's a man. I'm just gonna say that. They said she's a man. They said Michelle Obama is a motherfucking man. They said all these people are men. I'm starting to believe them.
What?
Show me. I want to see when they was pregnant.
What? What? The lady is a man?
That's what they said. They said them is not their kids. They be showing pictures of who they said is the real parents to them kids.
No, because you know it is a lot of women that's on. I mean, it's a lot of men that's women that's projecting that's trying to placate themselves like women.
But you know why that is.
That's in the Senate though.
But
that
I'm just
you
saying.
you would never know was men.
Right.
What the hell?
Would you stop reading? Just stop reading. This girl.
There's men. There's men delegates. Men that bona fide are delegates. That done change themselves into women that you don't even know that are men.
Like at night they go out?
No, like they're on the panel as women. Like you see them and they're on the panel and they're women. They look like women, but they really men.
And they probably talk about women issues.
You know what? I don't even want to be shot. I'm done. I don't even want to be shot. I'm done. I'm done.
Yo, listen, it's 300. It might be more now, but it's 300. The last time I checked, it was 356 delegates that were white supremacists. Right?
Yeah.
Out of them, there are 285 delegates that believe in child sexual exploitation. That's what I call it. Because they believe that 12-year-olds can get married to grown-ass men.
She know what? She got a child bride live next door to her.
Yep.
He got one in America. In America, they about to, just like they about to have farm animals in the city, they about to make it okay for grown-ass men to be married to 12-year-old little girls.
And I mean, like, because I don't respect that.
I mean, that's just
they don't have the mental capacity. You gotta be 27 and even have the mental capacity to make a fucking sound decision. So 12 years old?
It's just nasty. It's just
So
Are they abiding by our laws right now?
It's just
Trying to figure out what. That's what I'm saying. So they don't have. Nobody has.
Who is making them abide by any laws? Show me somebody who pulling these motherfuckers over that's backing up on the 33, that's backing up on the 190, that's backing up on the 90. Show me who is holding any of these people accountable.
So what's gonna happen when? What?
You heard that? That's why they running. That's why they running.
That's why they run in every community.
They are about to make sure that their beliefs are codified in our laws.
So why do we think that? Why do they? I ain't gonna say we. Why do they think that it's okay for them to be involved in domestic policy making? Why do they think that they're not American?
They're American.
You're not born American. So why do we think? Why is that even a thing that you can come to this country?
Because they all came here. Every last motherfucker who like I'm an American, they are fucking not an American. They're fucking colonizers.
Right. So why do we think that that's okay for them to be a part of policy making?
Because we don't think. Because we want to be.
They shouldn't even be able to vote. They shouldn't be able to run. They shouldn't be able to vote. They shouldn't be able to run. They don't even know how to speak English. So why are they able to make policy?
Contracts and none of that. So I'm so confused as to how they own anything.
We are the ones
and they get
who make
food
a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Well, we used to sing that as a.
There's a choice we're making.
We ain't making no choices.
That's the whole thing. They programmed you, and you, and you, and you, and us to believe that, we are the world. And we are the world. And they're about to destroy our world. Because that's all it is. It's us versus them. Everybody is making laws.
Everybody against us.
Is against us. Because
We
we
the
are
black people,
indigenous
we the ones that don't have no
everywhere.
friends. Nobody likes us.
And then
Of course we do. Muhammad be riding around talking about bitches ain't shit, but who's in trick. That's what they do. They come here.
Don't
They start. They learn a little bit of rap music.
Yeah.
They ride around with their
And then they
beats.
tell us what's
They
up, bro.
smoke
I'm not your
weed.
brother. Don't what's up, bro, me. I'm not
And
your
then they
brother.
get, because they need us. That's exactly what these motherfuckers have always done. They come here. They need us. Just like they come to our community. They need us. So they set up businesses that we like.
Yeah.
They got your weed. They got your hair.
I said, how do they own all the hair stores and all of the barbershops?
And they can't even tell you what a 2B is. Tell me the 2B Yaki straight. They can't do it.
Wait, hold up.
How is that possible?
Wait, hold up. She just asked a question.
Yes.
What did you just say?
I said predominantly all of the hair salons and barbershops are owned by black people, so why are they the only ones who own the hair stores?
Because the Common Council only approves them.
Yep.
Ta-da! That's why we run it. That's why we run it. Because if you want a brick or mortar, you gotta go through the Common Council. And if you aren't part of their booty buddy club, and if you aren't kissing their ass, because you know most of them cannot break wind. Side note. Butt plugs. Stuff like that. That's why. So if you're not running around with they get along crew, you get denied. They be like, oh, well, you know, the community really doesn't want that. And they don't know what the community wants, apparently, because Kathy Hochul had to set aside $500,000 to pay nonprofits to go door to door to see what you want.
But let's not forget this piece. Now, when you talked about the businesses, they mentioned something about people starting businesses and they're not coming through the Common Council. Now that's going to be another fine. It's going to be another fine.
And who are they going to enforce it against?
Voila. Voila.
You speaking in reference to the cannabis
No, it ain't just the
dispensaries?
cannabis. It's any business.
Any brick and mortar business has to go through. If you got a business going in out your front door, you're supposed to go before the Common Council.
Yeah,
and they supposed to give you an operating license.
Because a lot of people don't know that the people that done opened up, you know, these fake dispensaries selling candles, but they really selling weed. They don't really have a license from New York State
well, they allowed,
to
New
do
York
it.
State allowed it.
Right, but see, what they don't understand is y'all took advantage of that opportunity, but they turned around and said, even though we let you do that, guess what? When the law changes, you won't be allowed to actually run a real on-the-book dispensary because you violated New York State law by going into business before we gave you your license.
Let's take it a step further. How they try to play and say, we want to right the wrongs for everybody that doesn't have weed convictions, and we want you to try and open up these dispensaries. They put the cost so high
that the farmers ain't even making no money.
If
$200,000.
Right.
The farmers ain't even making
non-refundable.
I haven't seen, and they went on TV talking about who got the dispensaries, right?
And they not the block boys.
Like
no.
It was nobody that looked like us.
Not the block boys.
But I mean, people done got sentenced. And you mean to tell me that they couldn't open up a dispensary?
One thing about me, I'm going to always support black markets. So if y'all got marijuana out here, I'm at your girl. Because I'm going to always support black market. Black market is shit. Because at the end of the day, at least I know ain't no chemicals and shit going on it. Because once they get a hold to it, it's going to be all type of
just like with cigarettes and tobacco. It's not the tobacco that give you the cancer. It's all the FDA approved ingredients that they put on that shit when they stepping on it.
Yeah, people be
that's what give you cancer.
They be like, why didn't the FDA approve it? Why didn't it go through the FDA? Like, come on, dude. Don't you know the FDA approved all the chemicals that go into the food? They're the ones that's approving it.
But the only people who don't know that is these program motherfuckers that don't think for themselves, that don't research, don't read, don't care, but they can tell you what the TV say. Mm-hmm. The TV said, we sick, boss.
They don't tell the truth at all.
Yeah, that's bad. It's something that it's gonna have to be something that we gonna have to do about how.
Did you say you was running?
You know what I mean?
Why you ain't say you was running?
Because I wasn't sure, because you ain't had no meeting with me. Honey, out here looking crazy, so you still gotta...
I still gotta be trained.
Because she just... Cousin just sat there and answered those questions. I probably wouldn't even have known the right answer to give to that.
How come you wouldn't know? You in the community. You are the community.
I am, but I still don't know half that stuff y'all be knowing. I just asked her, how you know all this? I gotta read.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't have known about the humble if you wouldn't have told me. That would make me start.
But that's why we're running as a group.
Yes, it is. Cause so I need no.
Everybody don't.
Taniqua Simmons, y'all.
Running for mayor, senator, Congress, all that.
Y'all know who that is. Y'all know who that is.
Teacher.
A1 Day 1. She will be running for, she's your fellow constituent for our Ellicott district. She will be running.
Ask her those questions.
And I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, y'all know how it goes. We know what her standpoint is, but you let the people know what's going to be your angle for your constituency in regards to the Ellicott district, because she's another one that's going to be running for Ellicott district, but she's going to be available to the people. So that means no matter where you at, what district you in, where you at, you're going to be able to consult with us in regards to your questions and concerns that you may have in reference to the Common Council.
Because we care. For real.
I like that.
For real. Like, we care.
That's a good slogan for real. I like that one.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Because we care.
Because we care.
We part of the community. We are the community.
We are the community.
We are the people that they talking about, that they talk to before they making these decisions. But we ain't never heard about.
We the
none of this
streets.
shit that y'all
These
talking
candidates say they in the streets. We are the streets. Straight up, we the streets.
So at the end of the day, I mean,
and if it ain't for us, it ain't happening. I mean, it's very basic, very fundamental. We are the voice of the people. You don't want it, it ain't happening. You don't like it, it's not going down. You need it, we gonna make that shit happen. And if we can't make it happen, we gonna tell you who's standing in our way, and then we gonna put our foot on their neck and put that pressure down, because we are not taking no for an answer. Period. And nothing that we want. Period. Hashtag facts. Slap they mama.
is they got they came in with their mamas?
Yeah. Just in case.
Did they bring their mamas?
Yeah.
Because I know they got them little nursing home little facilities that they jumping out. They got CNA facilities. They got CNA facilities. They got pharmacies.
All I'm gonna say,
they got
is
everything.
sometimes you gotta slap they mama to let them know you mean business.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Or they daddy. We slapping everybody.
Everybody.
Grab the mamas, grab the kids, grab the
dogs, goats, pills. We slapping Mary and her little lamb. Okay, we slapping Mary and her little lamb.
When it come to our people, we ain't taking no prisoners. I mean, that's just it. That is just it. The people have spoke. They continue to speak. And the people who have systematically excluded us, it's time for us to exclude them and do what the people need. We all want the same things. We want great neighborhoods, great opportunities. We want our kids to be educated. We want to be safe. We want to live the American dream based upon our tax dollars, our votes, and the fact that we've been here. Period. And if don't nobody else deserve it, we do. I don't want to hear who got the right to be here. We got the right to be here. We got the right to thrive. And we have a right to have a say. We don't need a nonprofit. Since we've had more black churches, more nonprofits, we are more poor. We are more disunified. We are more miseducated. It's time for the people to stand and rise and be heard and to take their position. Because we can govern ourselves. And we the people that's going to deliver that.
I mean, because ultimately, a lot of people don't understand. If they don't go nowhere, they don't know that this is happening all over the country. It's just not in Buffalo. You know what I mean? It's happening everywhere. It's just not the Bangley people are not the ones that's actually taking over other parts of the country. They have to deal with Asians. They have to deal with the Indians. They have to deal with the Russians and the Yugoslavians and the Cambodians. They have to deal with a lot of different nationalities.
I listen.
When it comes to our community.
Colonizers. I don't care what little fucking country they came from. They're all colonizers. And they are not of the people. Period.
Right.
You understand?
It's more important for you and your people to thrive than it is for all people to thrive.
Because we all could thrive. But
right.
Don't nobody want to thrive with us because we are the cotton.
Right.
It's about economics. This is why they destroy black businesses. This is why they devalue our homes, devalue our community, because as long as we don't have access to money, we cannot employ ourselves. As long as we can't employ ourselves, we got to beg them for a job. Beg them for an opportunity. Beg them, fuck them. That's all. That's what this is about. It's about us making sure we have our own businesses. When Bailey was full of businesses, Kensington was full of businesses, Genesee, Ferry, our community thrived. And ever since we got these black gatekeepers, the Byron Browns, the fucking Pridgeons, the Wyatts, the Wingos, our community has been on a decline. We thrive better under South Buffalo, Jimmy Griffin, North Buffalo, Anthony Masiello. Our communities did better because we knew who the enemy was. We were not divided because we knew what it was, because they put us here and we thrived here. And we understood that. But see, they brought in all of these black faces to misinform us and miseducate us and divide us, because the people who grew up here and knew the East Side and its greatness have a very good understanding of why the East Side looks this way and who actually is the problem. Now, the people who were born into these conditions, these are the people who are confused because they don't know any better, because they grew up in these conditions. They don't know that we owned everything.
Right.
So at this point,
do people even know that Michigan used to be the Harriet Tubman Way before they changed it to Michigan, and how these streets were named, and then they changed it because they wanted to do away with the history and the blackness of the east side of Buffalo, which they're calling it East Buffalo right now, which sounds dumb as hell because it's only one Buffalo. It's not more than one Buffalo. You saying, no, this is one Buffalo. It's the east side of the Buffalo, just like it's the west side of Buffalo, the north side, or the south side.
Right.
That's it. Buffalo. It's not East Buffalo like it's its own township. It's not its own township.
Right. That's how they say.
Like, what's happening?
Exactly.
Because the East Side has been black so long that it has a black connotation, and they are trying to remarket and rebrand as they relocate your black ass. That's all that's about. They're saying that all systems are go, and the Negro is on their way out. And see, they're going to have some more people.
Where they going? Where are we going?
Well, where 55% of us are in homeless shelters.
There's a whole bunch of them up under the bridge by the library.
So now they trying to make this. They trying to make this Skid Row too.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead ass. I did a thing on it. They're up under the bridge, under the library. We got
black people?
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna piss. I'm going down there. Yo, I'm about to go down there.
Because you know, California is one of the richest states in America.
And they got all them 10
And they
cities.
got the largest homeless population for streets, like streets and streets. They call it Skid Row. They call it Skid Row. So with a 55% eviction rate in the city of Buffalo, how many people have y'all displaced? And y'all looking to displace more.
That's only in university is 55.
It's 55 and 14211. But wait, it gets worse.
Yeah,
because we got 55%.
Why is it what?
But wait, the numbers that's in between is these over 7,000 complaints to Fair Housing Officer
that nobody
Harold Caldwell.
Right.
That will
over 7,000.
Right.
This nigga hasn't even investigated 77.
Right. Right.
But he's having
But now
meetings.
y'all come up. Now y'all.
But he meeting with the Bangladesh.
Now y'all came up with the blacklist. Now y'all came up with the blacklist because all of the tenants that haven't been paying rent that got evicted because they didn't pay rent. It wasn't the refusal to pay rent. It's the landlord's refusal to come and rehab the property.
What did you say?
And they said, oh, well, I'm in New Jersey or I'm in Pittsburgh or I'm in Philly, so I can't keep up the property.
Or
But you're forcing tenants to live in undesirable, unhabitable,
and you shouldn't have
illegal. No, say what it is. Illegal conditions.
Right.
And they illegal landlords because all of these properties
but
that they
issuing
securing,
evictions.
that they're securing evictions. 0% of these properties have certificates of dwellings that have been issued by the city of Buffalo and the common council and the building inspectors, because every property before it is placed on the market to be rented is required to be inspected.
So the common council can request for an inspection to be done to see if that has been done, and if it has not, then
the common council would know, because the common council helps issue it. Because once you own so many properties in the city of Buffalo, you have to have a real estate license. And you have to be approved once you have that by the common council. So by virtue of the fact that you got people who own over 400 houses.
So what you're saying is a money grab, because a lot of these properties are being approved by public assistance and Section 8 to be habitable in the beginning.
And who funding these who's are the homeowners? The Bangladesh. Who are the campaign donors? The Bangladesh.
Yep. But see,
it's quid pro quo. They got the money, so they got the power. And as a direct result of them having the power, we got 55% eviction rate. We got over 7,000 fair housing complaints. We have a blacklist. We got homelessness. And instead of people addressing it, we got nonprofits building more homeless shelters.
And if you don't know what the blacklist is for all of you tenants that's out there. Y'all complaining about y'all landlords. Y'all complaining about the undesirable, illegal situations, the sewage, the whatever. Y'all complaining about. They're sending this information in reference to complaints to the city housing authority, and they're putting you on a list, and you can be listed as a non-renter. You can be listed as a non-renter, so they don't have to rent to you. And with them owning 58% of the housing market, it's hard when you're trying to look for an apartment. So if
that's why you can't get one.
So if you
a lot of us don't understand. Like I keep trying. Because they get together and they circulate your name. They're like, this one you cannot rent. She know like rats. She know like bed bugs. She need windows. She needs doors. They don't like that.
This is crazy.
That's what they're doing. People are going to work and coming home, and there's a whole other apartment in their living room and dining room. And if you don't like it, they tell you could get out.
The doors is locked.
And they got company. A whole nother person done moved in.
Where you was at work.
Yeah.
And they're evading even having to fix the property. I mean, you're talking about, I filed a complaint on you for my conditions not being desirable, and I had to work, so you scheduled me a court date. I couldn't make it to the court because I had to work. They wouldn't give me off per se. And then the landlord just get off, and then you could come with the sheriff and lock me out of my house.
And then they gonna take your furniture and sell that shit on eBay and Facebook.
No, they got a furniture store.
And they got a furniture store.
They got the furniture store.
They got a couple
of them.
And that stuff look used.
That's crazy.
For you guys, we had
a great conversation today. Y'all know what it is when we come when y'all not ready. We trying to get y'all prepared. My ladies here, we will be having petitions that will be going out shortly in reference to their candidacy and their constituency. like we asked you before, if you plan on voting for any one of us that will be out here to advocate for you, we ask you not to sign no petitions. Do not sign any paperwork if you plan on voting for any one of our candidates. Because if you sign for someone else, you can't sign where it's important. So we're going to try to keep you guys informed in what we're doing, what's going on. We'll probably be back with you guys next Monday, so you'll be aware of what's going on. We got a few more delegates that we need to introduce you to. We got a few more topics that we need to talk about. But until then, y'all better get ready. Because if y'all not, we going to keep telling y'all not ready. Holla at us.
That's right. And if you see any of these people, myself included, if you don't see us on the ballot, you better write us in. Because they got all types of trickery at that board of election. Mm-hmm. So make sure your voice is heard. Vote for yourself by voting for a candidate that can do the work of the people. We here to protect and serve.
A1 day one.
I just want to say, like, we out here, so just be ready. If you ain't ready, get ready.
Power to the people.
That I planned this. My enemies pretend to be friends to me. That's a penalty. Loyal or rose. Just remember that I kept it G. Okay, now let me be. Yeah. My enemies pretend to be friends to me. That's a penalty. Loyal or rose. Just remember that I kept it G. Okay, now let me be. Yo, I spent the last 5 years on a guilt trip, talking about some real shit. You are not the realest. I cannot feel the same shit that you feeling. You cannot feel the same shit that I'm feeling.